Well, just to bring the story about this Royal Enfield and its electrical problems up to date, this should be the last video I have to make about it really. It started off with a very badly wired and non-functioning 6-volt wiring system that had quite a few mistakes in it and various components that were not really suitable, and there was a few things working against it. So to replace the 6-volt system and get it working again would have cost more than upgrading it to 12 volts probably. So I fitted this power box, which acts as both a rectifier and a regulator, so you can do away with half the wiring straight away and you don't need all sorts of wires going into the light switch anymore, and you just change your bulbs to 12 volt. The horn doesn't really matter. But I had a problem in that I was getting very good output when I put the wires from the alternator into the power box and just had the black and the red, the positive and negative, coming out of it into fresh air, and put a bulb or something across them. I got brilliant light. But if I connected them into the wiring loom and tried to run the lights up there where they live, they'd be very dim. And in another video you can actually see where I got the headlamp loose in my hand and it's really bright, and then as soon as I touch the bike with it, it almost goes out. And it took quite a lot of working out. I went through all the earths thinking that there must be a problem with an earth, but it was the wrong way around. And then I finally took this cover off and had a look at the alternator, and somebody, obviously at some time the 3 wires from it had broken off and somebody had joined 3 replacement wires to it and sort of twisted them together where they join, and one wire serving 2 coils of the alternator, where the wires were twisted together, there's my cat joining in, were actually shorting to the body of the alternator itself. So as long as I had the light remote from the bike, I'd get all the output from the alternator, no problem, going through the power box and into the lights. But as soon as I earthed the lights, 2 of the alternator coils were earthed into the engine, so I was losing 2 coils. Well, not only losing 2 coils, but they were actually fighting the other 4. So I tried to separate the wires. It was a messy affair. It didn't work too well. I did get an improvement, but it wasn't really putting out the full voltage that I needed. I think I was getting about 9 or 10 out of it. So in the end I changed the rotor and the stator. I had to change the rotor even though it was a good rotor. It was the wrong size for the alternator stator that I fitted in the place of the bad one. So it's had another rotor, another stator and the power box all wired up. And I'll just set the camera down and I'll start the bike up and we'll see the lights working. So I'll just put the camera down here for a moment. Let's see, hopefully I'll show you the bike. There we are. I'll go over and start it and then we'll have a look at the lights working. Just set a faster tick over on it so that it doesn't stop while it's fairly cold. And we can see lights off, side lights, main, dip. That's 12 volts now, that rear light. Brake light. Oh, and of course, not forgetting, so it took some figuring out, quite a bit of head scratching and some time. We've now got a very simple 12 volt wiring system on this bike, which should be reliable and trouble free. One last job I'm going to do is just get this bunch of wires here, just cable tie them out of the way with a bit of glue hanging there, and then it's tucked in there like that, nice and tidy. say round here, job'll be a good one. That'll do. Sorted.